Hello and welcome to episode 3 of my funny looking series. So yay time yay. So as you can see, things look different, like the orange team, and that's because I had to redo the paint file over the summer because I technically lost it. So this is my best interpretation of how it looked before. So yeah, let's get into this sigma, riz. So I think, as I remember, the red team would... Oh, hold on, let me fix the orange team real quick. Okay, so back to the video. Currently, from what I remember, the red team was slowly pushing back, but it had just thawed out of winter. And also, the pink team, these guys, as I explained, are in a really horrible position. You get the drill. Also, we are on the right layer, so that's good. Now, we're going to see what happens next with the blue team's offensive into the pink country. So, I believe I said last time it was a stalemate. This is true. But the blue team is definitely superior to the pink team. And this is how we see a front collapse here. And the remains of the old Capitol falls. Okay, sorry for the little cut there. I had to make sure of something. So, yeah, it's slowly pushing, and all of a sudden the pink country, as I said, is not very stable. All of a sudden, whoop-doo, we have a yellow country now. Yeah, now in the revolt, now in the stability of the pink country, if this was on the stability Wixo map, it would show the pink country is actively collapsing. The yellow revolts spring out all over the country, and it is just really bad for the pink team. They immediately withdraw from the war, so I will color them gray. And yeah, we'll come back to this civil war in a second. So now the blue team is only against the red team, and the red team is like, we could solve this peacefully, right? Nah, I'm just kidding. The red team is too egotistic to realize that. Maybe. I don't know. So, the red team will pull off their magnum opus, per se, as they realize that they must attack now, as all the forces from here are coming right towards them. So, we see the red team push to the... Wait, hold on a minute. Am I on the wrong layer? Wait a minute. Which layer was this done on? Okay, my apologies. So, it seems that I've made a mistake here with the borders. I'll just fix that real quick. Nothing to note of. I'm not, insane or something. You get how it looks. And the red team, they pummel through it with all of their force. Just like what the Germans were doing at the end of World War I to try to change the tide of the war. The red team will push through, and climatically they make it through and start advancing through the blue team's countryside. And they're now approaching the capital with a lot of movement. And there's one big battle that happens right about there. But at the same time, the blue team, in a secret base somewhere, they are discussing how to advance on the red team's capital. Now, back to the war. In this battle, the blue team fails. And you may think this is it. It was the final points needed to attack the red team. But that's not needed to stop the red team. But that's not true. As a red team force starts moving down this way, they hear calls from... they hear a messenger coming down on a horse. What this messenger says shocks them. Apparently, the blue team has sent all their troops right through this gap here to try to cut off the red forces. Now this prong right here immediately moves back and attempts to stop this cataclysm, and they do that okay-ish. They are able to wipe out a decent bit of the blue team's forces, but the red team has to retreat quite a bit to reorganize after this battle. Now after this, the red team decides to consolidate their front and once again attack here, meaning that all these blue team troops have to withdraw. And that is exactly what they have to do. I'm not trying to mess around this time. They withdraw, and that is that of this military push through here. Now, onto this little prong here that the blue team is still maintaining. Due to the red team's focusing on this area, the blue team has actually been able to make some small gains. Also, the blue team has finally brought all of its forces back here, which could be a big threat to the red team, as they only just finished consolidating here and they didn't finish over here. And now it's looking like they won't be able to. But again, with this blue team prong, the red team will again pummel all of their forces straight into it in hopes of kind of pushing it back, and they fail. They end up losing quite a bit of men in this attack too, and it is the most bloody attack yet in the whole war, even with this battle counted. Now, with this failure to maneuver troops and make a successful attack, the red team has to withdraw even more from blue team countryside and is now holding on to a slightly crooked position. If you could see, there is a little dent here, and the blue team is thinking about using that to their advantage. But anyways, back to the orange front. The red team has not really been trying to maintain this very much, and at this point the orange team has kind of got what they wanted, but they have to obey their alliance, and yeah, they will. They're not unloyal. Well, I guess they kind of are unloyal because they broke away from the red team, but that's besides the point. So they make it through here, and at this point the red team is like, hey guys, do you want peace? Because this is starting to get very bloody and we don't really want to fight this anymore. And the orange team is like, yeah, sure, I'm done. And the blue team is like, okay. And just like that, this war is kind of over. Except it isn't. The second this peace treaty, this is the first formal one, but it also fails, as right after this is signed and red team forces start to move away back to their garrisoning spots, the blue team pummels their forces through here and takes the red team. No, I'm just kidding. They threaten it, and this causes the red team to be like, okay, we'll give you more concessions in this peace deal. So let's see what this peace deal looks like. Okay, so as you can see from the lines I've drawn up, you can kind of see where everything's going to end up. The red team is like the main loser of this war. The only land they get is this province down here, which is probably the blue team's least populated area, as again, most of this was only used for military purposes. But they did get a few fortifications, if any, were even there. Now the blue team it may look like they got the least land, but actually they got the most important land. Now, if you listen to me here, you can see how the red team gets the inner land, like the inner stuff. It's not very useful, hence inert. And the blue team gets the coastal land. Now, you might not understand this. Well, you probably will. But the blue team specifically asked in the second peace negotiations that they wanted this piece of territory. And the red team fought pretty hard over it for a good reason. This was where most of their money was being made. Like, most of their workers and people lived over here in, hold on, let me circle it, lived over here in like this area, and of course the capital and everything. So, as you can see, the red team's population centers, if you remember from episode 2, looks something like this. But out of that, the more populated area is probably this one. So from that, you can kind of tell why the red team really didn't want to lose this area. But they kind of had to, so that sucks for them. Okay, so on to the least interesting part of this treaty, unless you're like an orange team fan, which you aren't, because there are no orange team fans. No, I'm just kidding. I respect you if you're an orange team fan. But the orange team gets this territory. It's simple as that. They occupied it. They deserve it. So yeah, that's kind of the peace treaty. So here's how the world looks. Oh, wait, you guys are upset about the pink team? Oh, yeah, that civil war that I forgot about. Let's see how it plays out. Oh, you already expected this, and this, and this. Okay, then. Well, I guess I probably should have seen that you guys would get what's coming. Well, from what you can see, the pink team is being absolutely destroyed in this war. Their own capital rebels against them, and that's never a good sign. And also, the blue team rolls out a decree that they are annexing the territory that they are currently occupying up to here. So that is a big deal. And the red team and even the yellow and pink teams both don't support this, like they condemn it. Now it's obvious that the red and pink teams would condemn this as they were allies, but the yellow team condemns this because they were kind of hoping to take that land. But it's a lose-lose for everyone. It's a lose-lose for both countries, in this region, I guess. So, yeah, you could definitely see that the pink team is not doing very well in this war. And it's obvious. So after this much fighting and everything, when the borders and everything look like this, the pink team surrenders. They're only holding the coastal areas, and that's not even staying for very long. So they surrender and hope for a moderate peace deal. Let's see. Alright, so in this peace deal, you can definitely tell who is the winner here and who lost. Also, the blue team is, like, the yellow team threatens an invasion and they're much more stable than the pink team. So the blue team is forced to give up that little bit of occupied territory that they hadn't got to annexing yet. So that sucks for them at least. And yeah, now our countries have gone from 4 to 5. Cool. Interesting. Awesome. So yeah, we have this yellow country pop into existence. Cool. Good for them. Awesome. yeah, so I'm gonna put their capital here, and that's because the old capital, which was like right there, has been just annihilated. So yeah, you can kind of understand why I'm putting it there, I think. If you can't, then that's a skill issue. Now, hold on, let me think. We're gonna end the episode here, and if you were wondering what I was saying, I was saying how we were kind of out of time. So the next episode will be released very soon. Don't worry about that, okay? So yeah, it'll probably be like a couple of days from now. Also, if you're wondering about the gardening video, which you probably aren't because I got 4 views as of now, as of recording at least. I'm just gonna say it, like, the next part will come out in a couple of days too. But yeah, the thumbnail style will definitely be different because whatever I did wrong with that thumbnail, I'm not gonna replicate it again just for the sake of looking good. So yeah, be mad at me. Haha. Anyways, bye. This is the end of the video. Oh my gosh, wait, you couldn't. How did you know? Bye.